opium and common sense collide. Starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto.
Crypto fam, it's your boy CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. And tonight we have the one and only CryptoFace. What's up, Face? How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Dude, you guys have cool ass names. You got like the Keeper, like do you drive monster trucks, bro? You ever driven a monster truck before, man?
You know what? If given the opportunity, I would definitely drive over top of some vehicles with a monster truck, but I have not done that yet. Miguel, have you driven a monster truck, bro?
No, I have not.
Have you, Face?
No, dude. But I got actually I got a truck this year. It was like the first time I ever had a truck. It's got like a 2-inch lift on it and shit. And I can see why people like it, but you know, I've been to NASCAR and stuff, but man, I've never been to a monster truck race.
Oh, dude, you've never been to one? They're dope.
Bro, no, man. Like, no,
yeah.
I need to check that off the list for sure, dude.
It's for sure $100 well spent. For, I mean, I think as I recall, the tickets were a couple dollars or whatever. But yeah, I think it was fun for sure. That's definitely something you should check off the list.
Oh, what a shocker!
Yeah, for sure. Just never driven
driver,
one, right?
You have a favorite driver?
Just never driven one. I mean, it used to. See, I'm gonna be showing my age here, but I would tell you the Gravedigger.
Oh yeah, how did I mean, come on, man. Come on. That's basically
like the classic.
Say Gravedigger. You are the Gravedigger. Bro. You like Gravedigger.
Yeah, no, dude, we're super happy to have you on, dude. So before we get started, guys, if you are just joining us and you've never subscribed to us before, we really appreciate the follow. We appreciate that, and make sure you guys smash the likes. That's what tells YouTube that you appreciate what we got going on. So Miguel, we know we've got CryptoFace on the platform this evening. What do we got going on? What do we got going on in the markets? Actually, let me share my screen.
Yeah, bring up the screen and we'll go over a quick little.
We'll go over it in one foul swoop. You ready for it? Did I get it? Here we go. Let me share my screen. Sorry.
Do you guys? How often do you guys do your show?
So we do Mondays. We have Magic Money Monday. We have What If Wednesdays, where we do with tinfoil conspiracies for crypto. Then we have TA Thursdays, and then we have Saturday Night Live. That's usually our schedule.
Yeah.
All right.
We're kind of playing with that a little bit. And then we're releasing content all throughout the week. We found that it's like Wednesdays, for example, there's people that either love it or they hate it because it is very not like what's going on with the market. It's like, hey, what if the CIA created Bitcoin? You know what I mean? And so a lot of people love it, and then a lot of people are like, "Can we get back to like real life here?" You know what I mean? So we just
well, whatever. That was just haters, but yeah, middle of the week. That's pretty cool. You guys have like a good setup here too. Everything looks good. That's awesome. You guys sound good.
Well, we're excited to have you on for TA Thursday, bro, because you are the TA master. So we're
what day is it today? It's Thursday today, isn't it? Oh boy!
So yeah, we're super excited to have you on.
An exciting day for sure. Thursdays are always, there's always something about money in Thursdays, like at least in my life. But I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I'm sorry.
No, dude, you're the guest. You got the stage, bro. But check this out. Let me just make this real simple, guys. The markets in one sentence or less are still red and actually have done just about zero. Okay, so that's the market watch for the top 10. We've done absolutely zero, but we're gonna get back to it here hopefully really soon. So let's get into it. So CryptoFace, let's kick it off with this. Let me ask you before we dive into a little bit more about you. How did the mask come to be? Where you were like, you know what? Because you were wearing a mask, my understanding is way before like the freaking fog heard around the world said that you had to wear one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I started my channel 4 or 5 years ago, almost maybe 5 years ago now, and it's a lot less complicated than like people really think. Really, it's because I kind of wanted to be like a superhero, as corny as it sounds. And
Crypto superhero. Oh yeah.
that's I've always kind of disliked fame. Besides when I was little, like when I was little, we all wanted to be actors and famous when you're little and stuff. But I grew to like resent. I think people that like yearn for fame have a problem, and I also know that it comes with like a lot of baggage and weirdos, and I just kind of didn't want to be famous. Like it's fine with CryptoFace to superhero, like Spider-Man wore a mask, Superman
That's right.
was Clark Kent, and they have it for a reason. And so that, and I thought chicks would dig it.
Chicks dig the mask.
Yeah, man.
Yep. I mean, chicks dig Satoshi, right? It sounds like some Satoshi.
That's right. Our Heidi, one of our Debate Crypto Academy members, wants to know, is CryptoFace Satoshi, and that's why he's wearing the mask.
Hell no. I am definitely not that guy. That's for damn sure. I don't even understand half of this shit. It's probably going to zero someday, but I'm just here to make some money. I'm just kidding.
So what so the mask, right? You got the superhero thing. It's a little bit of a little shroud of mystery. So before we get into like Marketcipher, who is, without getting deep into like your personal life, but like, who is CryptoFace? If like you met somebody and it was somebody you wanted to chat with and kind of tell them about yourself, how would you say, hey, here's who I am, here's what I got going on?
Oh man, geez, I would say I'm just a regular guy that kind of just does something that he enjoys. And what happened, the way I got into crypto is from one night I had a prayer out loud. I prayed to Jesus for two things, actually. I prayed for a girl that I really wanted, and I prayed that if I could find a way that I could help people all around the world make money that really needed it, were my specific words. And knowing I was, I've had enough experience to know that if you help other people get successful, you're going to be successful yourself. And dude, right after that prayer, I went to my computer and I found crypto stuff, basically. And like, I've heard of it before and whatnot, but that's how it started. And so I feel so corny. I feel like anyone can do it. Like, I dropped out of college. I don't think I'm a genius. Like, I've maybe read 2 books cover to cover my whole life, which was If You Give a Mouse a Cookie and If You Give a Moose a Muffin, they're going to ask for a glass of milk. And I've tried reading, books in between and stuff, but just kind of like common sense, man. Just, I don't know, common sense. And I'm surprised that a lot of people that are successful or have success, like, maybe don't help their family or friends as much. I always just felt like it was my duty. I always knew that I was destined in my family to get the money and have success. I always knew I was destined to have a red Ferrari. And that's man, dope. I didn't know, like there was a long time where I was like, shit, man, what am I gonna do? Man, thank God it just like this happened, dude. So yeah,
dude, it takes a lot of conviction to leave school, right, and go against the grain and say, hey, I'm gonna do my own thing, I'm gonna figure it out myself. And the way you did it. So my question to you was going to be, when you get into how did you first get into crypto? But I think we covered that. So when was that? When was that moment for you that you prayed and said, hey, give me something, and it just came to you and you started looking up crypto stuff? What time frame was that in?
Late 2016. Okay. Late 2016 or early 2017. Nice. Yeah, so man, like,
that was a great time. That was a great time to get in.
5 years, yeah. And so I just, and what happened was it started with YouTube. I saw a video of Crypto Crows about a program called Profit Trailer.
You said it was Crypto Crow?
Huh?
Did you say Crypto Crow?
Yeah, Crypto Crow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Big swinger guy, you know?
Yeah, gotcha.
And we're friends. But back then me and him had beef here and there. But I just thought there was I was watching these videos, watching these YouTubers on Profit Trailer and a bunch of different other settings or different other bot programs, and I was like,
right.
Fuck, man, these guys from their settings weren't really working. Everyone really was kind of eventually getting wrecked, and they were taking too long. I thought I could just do a better job. I thought it'd be more entertaining and be better at trading. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start making videos. I'm gonna use like the Profit Trailer name in my titles to start hitchhike viewers, right? And like instantly, man, after like a couple videos, like Profit Trailer, my first original settings, or what the hell am I just documented my journey, and like I never coded anything. Like I used to play like Counter-Strike and video games, still play video games, but whenever I would try to like do an aimbot hack, when I would see that little black screen with white text flashing, I used to run away because I'd be scared. I don't want to mess anything up. And it was like what Profit Trailer and Trade Bot, like programming or coding, whatever you want to call it, did was like whittled my way into that. And like you run into walls of how to get around certain things when you like break through, it's a really good feeling. So yeah, I started making videos about that, and I would say that I hopefully helped a lot of people do better, and learn. I just documented my shit. I was still working, and after a few years, like it's I was making a little money, I guess. Like I was making some affiliates with Profit Trailer, and then some other things too, and then after a couple years, I got fired. Fast forward a few years, and when I was still like doing this kind of half and half, I got fired from my fucking corporate job. And I was like, fuck this, I'm not going back. I'm making enough money to do this. And so just that
was a blessing in disguise right there.
Hell yes, there was.
No kidding. I think one of the best moments of my life, other than 7 months ago having my daughter, would probably be the moment that hold on a second. And when I got married, okay, got to put that in there too, would probably be the time that I made the decision that I was going to, I own a construction business, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. Right. Yeah. And I think that stepping out, some people think that it's like such a crazy, like hard thing to do. What I really think is that it's hard for me, it's hard to have to answer to somebody else. It's hard. I was in the Marine Corps, and it's like, I got out of the Marine Corps because I was just tired of having to ask to take a leak. You know what I mean? Man. I just always was having to, even as I moved up the ranks, it was just always having to check in, do this, do that, do that. And I was like, I just really want a little bit more, freedom from that. And when I started my own business, man, so I guess what I'm interested in is, so we've got a guy in yourself that you say, didn't go to college, so you didn't like go learn how to code this, that, and the third. I know nothing about how to. I wouldn't be able to write a program to save my freaking life. So let's be clear about that, right? And so the idea of putting something together that actually works, when you got the idea for Marketcipher and started to play with it, do some of the coding, this, that, and the third. Two-part question. Was it all like, hey, you figured this out, trial and error, this, that, and the third, or did you have a team come around you at that point, and it was a major team effort, or has it been just trial and error the whole time, and you've just been able to push through and do well with it?
So it's a little bit of both, but not really a team. There was an older gentleman that I met actually doing some real estate stuff, and we were both just chatted about trading and crypto stuff. And basically, since day one, what I would do is I still do it to this day, is I'd go on TradingView and I would go to the indicators and just type in random letters and see what indicators would pop up. And research them, or not even research them, but just go through the past and look what would happen when this little thing on the indicator did this little thing and what happened to the price.
Wow.
And with like Profit Trailer and these programs, it's not like I just learned, it's not like I created something with code. It's there's already like a like they already have something there. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of just like changing settings and stuff. And so
it was open source. It was open source. I mean, you were able to utilize a lot of it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Like it was really just changing settings and shit. And then but as far as like with scripts though, with TradingView, that is a little that's where you're talking about like a little more heavy into like the coding type, creativity type shit. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And so I met a gentleman, older dude. He's retired. And we would, long story short, just hang out on our computers, not in person, but shoot the shit and back test and create indicators and try and fail and mix shit together. And basically what happened was, like, I had a bunch of indicators that I used, and I had the free version of TradingView, and on the free version of TradingView, you can only have 3 indicators up at one time.
Yeah.
And I was tired of having like 50 windows of shit going back and forth to try to like figure out if I wanted to enter a position. And so we ended up just cramming everything into 3 indicators basically, and so I could have everything on one chart. Wasn't planning on selling it or nothing. It was literally just, had no intention of what everything is today. And then just one by one, like I gave it to a buddy, gave it to another buddy, and then people were having some real success with it. People that were brand new to trading, and I mean, the light bulb clicked. Like, man, we got something here, and it works, and if we can, sell it for a good price, like, fuck, man, I put so much time. It's like my life's work,
Right.
That's awesome.
So yeah, man, it really helps people from top to bottom. Like, I got hedge fund managers that manage hundreds of millions of dollars to single moms and shit.
Yeah,
God, dude, when I was in I went to Vegas a few years ago for the crypto con, whatever, like 3 years ago, Token Tank, and I've always been like a great presenter and stuff, but dude, for some reason, like, I wasn't prepared. I had like the alcohol sweats, and I was sitting there with my brother waiting for my turn. I was like, dude, I can't stop shaking. Like, I was like
just nervous,
like, dude. And I was like my mind is okay. Like, I was like, why am I doing this? I'm like, because I haven't prepared. I was out partying all night like a fucking asshole. So anyway, I go on stage. I sound like I'm basically crying when I'm presenting everything.
They're like, damn, he believes in what he's doing here. If they thought you were crying, they're like, you know what? I'm sold. This man's crying about what he's selling here.
I can probably get away with it because they think I'm some like programming nerd who's like nervous around people or something, So afterwards, afterwards, I thought I did a super shitty job, which I did because I sounded like fucking terrible, but I got the main points through. And like a bunch of all these fucking guys came up to me asking me about managing money and 50 million and 200 million when I manage money, all this shit. And I don't know why I went into that, but I had a point I was trying to make. But yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. Well, we're like we got to be the number 1 selling indicator right now. Like, it was wild, designed for Bitcoin. It had the Viagra effect and like works on everything. And I don't know, man. It's just simple shit. Like, it's just trial and it's yeah, I don't know. It's just what works for me. And
so, question before we jump into the other questions that I know Nick's got coming up, do you just trade, or do you also have like a HODL portfolio? that you just accumulate in?
Yeah, I guess well, I kind of always like I have different I have like both. But
Okay.
I have a real hard time holding on to something, especially if it's a lot of something, if the price is going to go down. So as far as like having a HODL portfolio, like am I going to be holding through something I think is going to go down 90%, 80%? Fuck no. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
you know
no
what?
long-term holds. So no long-term holds. Like
Actually, I lied. You know, there's one I'm trying. There's one coin that I'm really trying to not sell if shit hits the fan,
Bitcoin.
which is
Bitcoin.
Crow, which is crypto.com, and of course
Crypto.com.
some Bitcoin and ETH. Like I'm in this business, in this world, so I have like I always have crypto, so I'm always holding crypto, but I'm not married to it. But man, when you go from crypto and like paying people and using it back to fiat, and like a friend asks you
Feels
for money,
dirty.
you got to send some money. You're like, what the hell, man? This shit. No wonder this stuff is popular. So, yeah.
Well, we just recently, so we have an academy where we do a lot of educational stuff and education to help people set up a game plan. Miguel and I have both been in the crypto space for about 5 years, and we want to help people get to basically, and you can attest to this, when you first got into crypto, you didn't have anything like what is out there now in terms of the YouTube foundation and the resources that are out there. And so we wanted to give that to people, but part of what people are always asking for is trading. Like it's like this sexy thing that everybody wants to do.
Yeah.
Now the side of me that knows what trading can look like says, hey, it's easier said than done, right? And so we just recently started dipping our toes into the leverage waters, right? I haven't had the leverage sweats overnight yet, but
Good.
we just recently started dipping our toes into the leverage waters, and we are going to be giving away a full year of Marketcipher, thanks to somebody on the channel. Couldn't tell you who, but thanks to that person.
Nice. Well, I didn't agree to this. What the hell?
And so I'll tell you what, and I don't know if you can pull it up and share it on your screen. Would you mind giving us the cliff notes for everybody that's watching? Maybe a lot of people on already have Marketcipher, they know what it is. And I want to be clear, we're not on here just to be shilling Marketcipher. We're on here to learn how to be better at trading. And I think that from what I've heard, I talk to Ben Armstrong on a regular basis. I talk to Crypto Jebb. They are telling me, like person to person, when nobody else is around, this works and it does well for them and it has been productive for them. So can you give us kind of like maybe the 1,000-foot, 5-minute overview on what Marketcipher looks like and really like kind of the key points of what it is and how it works?
Yeah, let me open some stuff up here, and while I'm doing that, I kind of want to talk about kind of like something I thought you were kind of averting to, which is like the whole sexy trading kind of idea. And my thoughts on that are it's back and forth. Like trading's really tough, and it's really your biggest enemy is yourself. Even like, I mean, I had a trade just yesterday, the day before, for 2 weeks I was ace. And I even saw it coming. Like I'm in a long price coming down. It's Christmas. Fuck it. I'm streaming, I'm entertaining, whatever. And I ended up losing $230,000 because I held the damn thing. And even I knew it was going to happen the whole damn time, so you can be your own worst enemy. And like, it just, if anyone's thinking about trading, man, like I would suggest that you generate another income to fund that. So it's not like if you want to start trading, open up a lemonade stand and then you use the lemonade stand money to trade. Like that's what I believe most people should probably do if they're looking. And then there's people who are like, well, what if you're in extreme poverty? There's no other situation. And I kind of and I understand, because right now you can't just save money. You can't. It's not like the old days where you could be an air conditioner repairman, have a wife that's a homemaker, 2 kids, a boat, a couple of hobbies, and when you're 60 years old, you got $1 million because you invested. It's not like that anymore. Like old insurance guys still think it is, that talk shit about crypto and trading. They think that you can still do that, and you can't. And so, you got to save a little bit and take a swing, and that's what like trading gives. You're able to take those swings with trading. So let me whoops, what the hell?
But it's definitely, and I want to be clear for everybody to kind of to add on to that. It is exactly what Face was just saying. It's stepping up to the plate. And I will say this, in the major leagues, now I'm going to guess with Marketcipher, you've probably got a lot better batting average than this, but in the major leagues, you are an all-star if you are batting over 300, right? I mean, 7 out of 10 times you fail. Now in trading, you're not going to be an all-star failing 7 out of 10 times. But I guess what I am getting at is you are swinging the bat and you are not going to hit the ball every time. And so I think that what I'm learning very quickly and have learned over some time with doing some trading is that managing my greed has probably been the hardest but most pivotal crucial thing to be able to do, because it's so easy to just say, oh, I'll hold it a little bit longer, or I'll up my position here, and it just usually goes bad.
Crypto Santa Claus said it perfect, right? Lesson learned: take your profits. And it is, you got to take profits when you're doing trading. It's not like the hodl portfolio that you're going, okay, I'll just hold it, and if it drops a little bit, it's fine. No, trading is all about scalping profits as soon as possible.
Man, it's like I try to say, identify your environment, because your opportunities come in windows. Like these past 2 weeks, the window for success for me was like on the 1 hour chart. The waves, it was easy, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, now it's coming down, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom for 2 weeks, and then that opportunity can close. Like early May to whatever the month is before May, April, May. There was fatty windows. We were gutting it because things were really easy. But it goes from easy to not easy, and things change. And it's you just gotta stick with it. It's what I say is, it's like you want to enter a trade like how you're buying a car from the dealership. Like when I go to the dealership to buy a car, when anyone goes to the dealership to buy a car, when you see the right car, that's the one you want. Like it speaks to you. You don't want to walk away. That's the one you want. Should be the same thing with trading. Like you have to feel like you cannot not take that opportunity.
And you're looking for a deal.
And so you got to be able to not trade. You don't have to trade all the time every day, especially if you're just trading one damn thing. You're just trading Bitcoin. There's not going to be an opportunity for one of those trades every single day for you.
Right. Patience is very key that a lot of people don't have. They just want to be trading all the time, making money up and down. And it's sometimes you got to relax. You can't be trading all the time. You can't force it. That's how you end up, you go full tilt and then you lose all your money.
Yes, sir.
Are you using Heikinashi candles? But by the way, it looks like, yeah.
I mean, I use both. The Heikinashi candles was like, I kind of attribute that to one of my first like major things that I learned in trading that just really, really helped me. I mean, right now you look at this chart and it looks nice. It's green and then red, green and then red,
the
and
trends,
then green
you
and
can
red.
see them.
But when you go to standard candles, it's all over the damn place, and it gives me a headache. I never liked looking at candles because it always looks so confusing and so bad, and people try to trade off like candle patterns or just candle formations and shooting stars, and no wonder everyone gets wrecked. So what I believe Marketcipher does in a nutshell for myself and many other people is that it shows you opportunities and windows of opportunities. It shows you more than what you would have seen without it. And so I guess what I'll do is I'll go over what we call basic strategy. There's a lot of parts there's a lot of indicators and parts to Marketcipher. It's a very deep indicator, but it is shallow that it's everyone can make it their own. So basic strategy is what I preach. There's Marketcipher A, which is a series of different buttons and wickery-doos and X's and they all mean stuff. You can go look up on the candle charts themselves. There's Marketcipher B, which is all this stuff down here, different oscillators and waves, and they all mean something different. And then there's Marketcipher. There's 4 now. There's Marketcipher SR, which is support and resistance. There's some other stuff. And then this year, we added the dual band strength index, the DBSI, as well. So to anyone new, it's kind of a lot of stuff, which is these numbers right here. But long story short, okay. Let me take a swig of this coffee real quick.
Can I get some fuel in the tank?
Number one, I think number one. These aren't organized in importance, but start with these waves down here. This red and green wave oscillator on the bottom. This is a heavily modified money flow oscillator indicator, and what it tracks is money coming in or money moving out. I say it's like a garden. When you have a garden or ground, dirt, when water comes to that dirt, plants naturally will grow from it. When water leaves, those plants will die.
Okay.
Overall, if money is coming into an asset class or Bitcoin or Facebook or your ass or your wife, she's going to buy more groceries, right?
Okay.
And so naturally, if money's coming into something, overall it gets bigger and the price must go. The price will overall go up. And we have our zero line right here. I don't want to say his name because I haven't gotten permission, but there is a very, very, very respected, popular, smart, actually like an actual smart genius guy that went to college, who said this is the best, most accurate money flow he's ever seen.
And you're specifically looking at, just to be clear, we're specifically looking at the red and the green, because there's a lot of colors going on for new people that have not, including myself, that are getting used to this. Just specifically the red and the green.
Yeah, just this red, these red wave and green waves right here.
Okay.
So the idea is, without looking at candles or what the price is doing, and what we want to see are circles, and that's just naturally with trading and everything. We love seeing nice circles, not like jagged weird stuff. We want to see nice circles. And so if we see like this red is coming up, you see this is it's coming up to the zero line. If we see it's like it's kind of confirmed going up or confidently going up, well, naturally the price should be going up as well. That doesn't mean we just throw in a long off of it. We also want to look at our other indicators, but I call it, some people say technical analysis. Some people say they're into fundamental analysis. I'm into money analysis. I don't know where the money goes. When the money's going in, that's what's important to me, when the money's going in or going out.
Yeah.
So if the red wave's going up, if we're in the red and this puppy's coming up, we're looking along. And when it's in the green, it starts to turn, you're probably looking to get out of that long. And then when the green's starting to go down, you might want to be looking for a short. When it comes down into the red, it starts to curve, you probably want to get out on that short. Really simple. It's not complicated.
Okay.
And is that specifically just for any asset, or is that for Bitcoin only, or is that like asset specific?
It is.
So you can lay this on top of any asset that you want to analyze on TradingView.
Cattle futures, beans,
anything,
oil.
Wow.
The stock market is easier. Like once you trade crypto in general and you go to the stock market or Forex, typically it's you're like, well, what the hell? Why am I trading crypto? I should be trading this. But it's like, oh, there's a bunch of barriers to entry. I have to call a bunch of banks. I'm a broker, a bunch of assholes. And you go back to crypto.
They got a bunch of rules too.
Yeah. It's they sure do. So that's the first thing.
And what do you call those?
Money flow. This is the our version of an MFI, money flow index.
So this is the money flow. That's what you would call
money
that if
flow.
you were talking to me about
flow,
it.
Money
flow.
coming in, coming out. That's it. and we want to see circular. We want to see like confirmed. Like I like to say it's when it's about 3/4 in assumption. Like if this is like right here, boom, you see this is coming up. I'm going to be sniffing around for my other indications to be looking for a long. And same thing that's going the other way. Okay. These two lines here, this red and purple, and it's green and purple and red. These two lines, these are actually two separate RSIs, stochastic RSIs that are color coded instead of a normal RSI. You see something like this, where like one line goes like this, the next line comes like this, right? Where with these RSIs, it's when it's going down, it's when it's oversold, it's green. When it's overbought, it's red.
Okay.
You say, well, wouldn't it be oversold? Wouldn't that be red? Wouldn't overbought be green?
No,
it's supposed to be
get in or get out.
When it's oversold, it's green, so you buy that shit. Green, so you buy.
That makes sense
on these RSIs. And again, we're keeping it simple. This is not complicated. With both of these RSIs, the closer the two lines together are, the stronger of that direction. The stronger the direction. The farther apart they are, the weaker the direction. Just something to keep in mind. You want to see them. Sometimes they're like exactly. You want to see them close. And also, they are on a 0 scale. You have your 0 right here.
That's what I was asking.
From 0 to 100, so that you won't see RSIs down here. They're from a 0 to 100 range up here, right?
Okay.
So if we're looking to buy something, right, we're looking for a bottom. You want to see green RSIs at the bottom down here, starting to curve up, right? The next, I guess, is these yellow waves. This is a heavily modified, what's called a VWAP, volume weighted daily average. Bunch of fancy words. Basically, all of these waves, you're looking for the same thing, which is nice circular waves coming upward. If you're looking along to go over the 0 line, if you're looking at short, it's circular going down. That's it. That's it with everything. Besides the RSIs, okay. And that's all I want to kind of just go over right there. I don't want to sit here and blurt about and get boring into definitions of Marketcipher. You know what I'm saying? And so, MarketCipherTrading.com. We actually just got MarketCipher.com. We got nothing there yet. Another big one are these yellow X's. This is an indicator many said could never exist.
Market manipulation.
It does. These yellow X's are a sign for basically whales are looking to splash around, call it manipulation, call it a big move, whether it's a reversal or a dump. It kind of depends on your environment. But when you start seeing yellow X's, look out for some bigger moves to happen. There's also a little strategy just for saying this is something that like wasn't intended. For some reason, there's something magical that when there's 4 yellow X's, if you want to start looking for sell-off exhaustion, if you see like 4 X's like kind of close together, almost like this. If you saw 4 X's like this, but you started seeing everything going up, you might be looking for a long there. But you want them to kind of be close together, not super far apart. But all that stuff, all those tutorials are on the website. So
it's just like any other indicators. Obviously, one on its own is not going to be, hey, let's enter into a position. We're looking at multiple different indicators, and this is a creative way to really an easier way to look at this and saying, hey, I've got a good position to possibly get in on after verifying with multiple different indicators as part of Marketcipher.
Yeah, when you're seeing 4, 3, 4, 5, when you're seeing all these waves curve up, like right here, we're on the weekly of Bitcoin, and tough time to trade right now, right? So on the weekly, we see, okay, this VWAP is kind of a nice outward curve coming up. This momentum isn't turned and clicked in. This is the blue wave's momentum wave. What we look for is cutting in. When you see a green dot, it's cutting in, going up. We see red dots cutting in, going down. And so we just want to see. We want to preferably we want to get it on a long when a higher time frame is bullish, and then a lower time frame is bullish, right? So like right here on the 4 hour, this VWAP is coming down here, and it's looking there. RSI is coming down, so this puppy might drop a little bit on this time frame, right? So it's another thing too, playing within your time frame. So at the end of the day, I think a lot of people are successful with Marketcipher because it's simple and just something different. I don't know, like it just if this stuff works for me, it can work for anyone. You don't have to know what's going to happen all the time. I don't know what's going to happen all the time. In fact, most of the time I don't. But I sure as heck know what's going to happen a lot more than and people that have Marketcipher, they feel much more confident about a lot more opportunities. And when they have Marketcipher and then they don't, you feel naked. You feel like, what the hell was I what was I doing without it?
Yeah, what I like about it is
the sales pitchy, but I'm just saying our truth, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I definitely can agree with that, right? Like I see all the visualization of indicators, right? The way that it's so easy to just track with your eyes is the really good thing that catches my attention to it. Is a lot of people have to be drawing all these kind of lines and patterns on the charts to be trying to understand what's going to happen. Versus here, it's just put there. It looks crazy. It looks intense and it looks intimidating at first, but that 10-minute discussing all the waves and what's going on right there, you're seeing everything is visualized for you. You just take a quick look and you can instantly kind of know what's going to be happening, right? Nothing's 100%. At the end of the day, no trader's 100%, but it's a great way to have everything visualized and given to you color coordinated and all.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Face. So speaking of the markets, I know everybody might want to know, or at least I've been wanting to know this. I think I heard, and I could be mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I heard you a while ago say that you thought that 64 was the top. Okay, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I heard you say that. First of all, did I hear you say that at some point? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So my question is, because I know what everybody's wanting to know, they're like, where the heck is this freaking market going right now, right? So with your analysis, with all your experience in the markets, I guess I have a two-part question again. Do you still stand by and think that 64, or well, it would be 69 at this point? Do you think we've topped at this point? So like, where's the market headed in your opinion? And then my second question is, what's this next bear market going to look like? Are we going to have a classic bear market, or are we looking for something different this time? Is it going to finally be different this time?
Man, I have no idea.
Fantastic answer. At least you give it truth.
When the 64K top thing actually came from God, I was looking at this like one of like plan. It was a plan B chart with it, and it's logarithmic, and it looked like it was either going to be like 64K or 120K for this cycle's top. And so when I say like 64K top forever, there's a couple things to that. Like number one, like when people say, "Oh, I bet you 64K wasn't the top." Well, you owe me $100,000. 64K is the top right now. Was the top, just like 20K was the top. So you can't tell me 64K wasn't the top, because forever from now it might go up from there. And the reason why I said that was because something might happen to Bitcoin where it's not the top dog anymore. Craig Wright might be Satoshi. He has access to the tokens, sells it all, and then everyone's so much for decentralization or something like that could happen, right?
You're speaking absolute chaos into Miguel. I just want to tell you, real side note, Miguel is a Bitcoin maxi. So Face, I'm with you, bro, on what you're saying. But Miguel, you are hurting his soul right now.
Well,
Miguel is like falling right now.
No, I'm completely fine hearing that, but I don't believe it.
Bitcoin is the most popular. Like it's got like there is something there's branding in like who, not what you know or what you do, but who you know and who's with you is absolutely like, probably more important than anything else. And so, Bitcoin solved in that nature. Originally, really, my fears were from like China, because China owned all the crypto, and they're the ones farming it all. Like they've dispersed into different places. But my, thought, and I just kind of think of all the variables. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but that technically could be Bitcoin or crypto could totally be weaponized to screw everyone that's buying it. Because they can dump it real easily. It doesn't take much to dump Bitcoin. If these Chinese have a plan, to dump it all, then they got all the real money, and you're left with the sack, man. Like, I'm just saying something like that could happen.
I mean, anything's possible, right? And on the What If Wednesdays, we've covered multiple scenarios where crypto could be leading us to a very dystopian future, right? And crypto is leading the way there, and it's opening all these doors, right, to being, microchipped and walking around with your wallet inside your hand, and and improving all these technological advancements for convenience. So definitely, there's some dark stuff that crypto could be the future of crypto, but when it comes to Bitcoin, and maybe it fails, right? Maybe it fails, but I believe if Bitcoin fails at some point, unless it's somewhere far, far into the future, but anywhere near the future, if Bitcoin fails, I believe everything out besides Bitcoin will fail as well, right? The whole crypto market will fail if Bitcoin dies anytime soon. Especially with, I would say ETH has the the number 2 spot for like really holding things up, but moving into proof of stake and being a more centralized network when it's proof of stake versus proof of work, really has a kind of like a what's the word, like a chink in the armor in the chainmail for Ethereum when it moves to proof of stake.
Yeah, and so I like, to me, I say that crypto's 2 like biggest strengths is obviously being able to send wealth or value money to anyone, for instantly. I mean, that's like, oh man, it's huge.
Right.
It's so like power of the people, That's another reason why I wear the mask, man. I'm of the people, man. Like,
I love it, bro. I'm all about it.
People, whatever. I mean, hell, everyone's seen me without the mask anyway. It ain't that big of a deal. But no, number one is the sending the money. Like, man, have you ever had to, people go to Western Union, man? Like, Western Union exists? What the hell? Like, why do I have to, I can't even send $1,000 on like Venmo or Zelle, 2,500 cap on Zelle.
They'll cap you on Zelle, I think.
Dude, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. So number one, that, and of course smart contracts. And so crypto should be fine long term, absolutely.
Yeah, it's wild. We streamed the moon landing back in the 70s or in the 60s, but we can't send money across the world
without the moon landing. We're not going there. You didn't,
dude.
We did not live stream the. Oh,
it was streamed with a delay.
It's not.
That's what they were saying, right? That it was streamed.
Okay, so who's the moon? Okay, so who's the moon believer and the non-believer here?
Well, Miguel's definitely
definitely the believer. He's in the Matrix still, right? He hasn't woken up.
The believer that the moon was fake or real?
Well, we haven't actually talked. We haven't even talked about that, but not live. We weren't live streaming back in
they streamed
the
it.
60s. It wasn't a live stream though. It was a broadcast over.
It was broadcasted from them there.
It
was a delayed stream,
14-minute delay. It wasn't a live
yes, but
stream.
Think about that. They were doing what we're doing now, but with a 14-minute delay. In the 60s.
I'm with it, bro. I believe that our whole government and our whole everybody is full of it at this point. And I think whether you sit on this side or this side of the fence, the reality is who knows what you can trust at this point. I have lost all faith in any of that. I don't know, but that's a whole different story.
I don't know why like we're sending a rover on Mars, but we're sending it to some random boring spot on Mars. Like, why not send it to those pyramids or like the man face on Mars? Like,
nothing ever interesting is found, right? And then you look at Mars, and it's like it just looks like the Sahara Desert, right? Just with like some color filter on it, and it's just like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing.
But we can't figure out how to get the suits made correctly again to go back to the moon. That's what they tell. That's the newest thing that they've had problems.
Their excuse? Is that their excuse?
No, it was their shuttle system. They discontinued their shuttle system.
Well, but the most recent one that I heard from NASA was that they have been having problems getting the suits acclimated to do effectively and correctly what they need to do on the moon. And so, like, you did this 50 years ago.
They sent this stuff, these rovers or whatever, these landing mechanisms over to the moon in the 60s with the computing power of a calculator, bro.
Right.
With the computing power of a calculator. Yeah. And you're telling me now that they, with the budget that NASA has, the level of budget that they have, right, the billions and billions of dollars.
Well, you just turn on the money printer, bro. Just, you know.
I mean, dude,
isn't NASA no longer a thing now too? Don't we just use SpaceX in China or something? Or
yeah, we connect with China and the Russians to send everything up, and until now, SpaceX that has been sending things up with its rockets or whatever, and it's got its own suits, and he's gonna be microchipping all the astronauts in the brain so they can go over there and broadcast directly from outside their eyeballs and their contacts.
So that actually leads me into something else that I wanted to bring up with you, Face. How do you feel about this whole? Okay, so without getting political about things, are you on the side of we're going to move into hyperinflation? Are you on the side that we're just going to move into a state of stagflation? Are we moving towards deflation? Because listen, for anybody that doesn't know this, economic policy and monetary policy, whether you truly understand it or not, you should at least get a fundamental understanding of the fact that there's this thing called supply and demand. And when you just ultimately just continue, let's put it this way. If CryptoFace said, you know what, I'm giving out a free Marketcipher to every single person on planet Earth, how much value would anyone feel like that Marketcipher had? They would feel like, well, it doesn't really have that much value because everybody's got one and it was free, right? Well, with money being printed like crazy, how do you feel about that? Like, what are you thinking? Where do you think we're headed with that? Is this a good thing? Bad thing? Where are we headed?
We have inflated prices of everything already by.
Yep.
On the low end products for 5%, on the typical end, like groceries, 30-35%. And I'll tell you how I know this. And
you go to the store.
I made. Number one, we printed 40%.
Circulating supply.
We printed 40% of all the money that we've ever made just in 1 year, right?
Yep.
And then here is what broke the camel with the straw in his ass. I bought drumsticks. Drumsticks, the ice cream drumsticks with the caramel inside.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And sometime this year, those drumsticks lost 35% of their size. I did not buy the minis. I'm talking, if you go to the grocery store now,
okay,
and you buy what you think is the normal drumstick, Nestle drumstick, it has been shaved off 35%. Go to a car lot. My God. Oh my God. What I got my truck for like 64 grand, fucking loaded, sweetest truck ever. I got like a year and last year. I went to the truck lot. The sticker price, now they're saying, well, now we have to adjust market price, add 5 or 10 grand on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
And they stripped everything, bro. They don't even have beds in the trucks. They strip everything. So everything's gone up. Right now, everything's up 20, 30, 40%, dude.
Yeah.
And I even feel it. I'm just like, man, what this money, I already feel like it's not worth anything, man. That's why I give away so damn much. I give bums hundreds of dollars. I give bums thousands of dollars all the time. I wipe my ass with it. I wipe my ass with $100. I try to start a fire. I use Benji.
Yeah, man, that definitely is true, right? Like a way that they trick you at the stores is they keep the same price, but they shrink the product, and you don't realize that you're actually buying less for the same amount. You think the prices aren't going up, but you're actually buying a lot less.
They can't fire people. They can't fire anyone. Yeah. And so it's like, okay, we can't fire people. So it's like the cheapest sugar crap too. It's like, really? The cheapest, probably cut through. Man, I tell you, man.
So face, like I was saying, right? Keeper's still living in the matrix. He thinks that the dollar can't be saved. He thinks that they will somehow fight it with deflation, and they'll bring the dollar back to its supremacy and take over the world. Continue its
digital
empire.
dollar. Digital dollar.
Same,
I believe.
Same crap. Same crap, right?
Well,
same crap.
I would say, yeah, that's absolutely. So like everyone in the world, well, from what I know, everyone's kind of doing the same thing. But what it comes down to is not necessarily the dollar itself, but what countries in power. That's what it comes down to, is who has the power and who's negotiating better. But obviously that main threat right now would be China. But like if we
we are all in trouble. We need to be praying to our good dear Jesus if China takes over as the
China is focused, right? China is focused on advancement, on technology, on science. They're total douchebags, but they are focused. They have a
it might not be that bad. Listen, China ain't as bad as you think, bro. Okay, I've been to China. I've been to China. They have a 15% flat tax. Everyone pays.
Hey, I'm all about a flat tax. Well, we can get on to that sub. That's fantastic. Continue.
Their streets are safe. Now, every country does messed up things. Everyone does messed up things. That's not what I'm talking about. Whether you think it's slavery or whatever. But if we're in debt talk about true communism and capitalism and who's the socialist ones right now, we are more socialist than China right now. China's on the capitalist gain. We're on the socialist downfall. So
that's exactly what I was telling you the other day, Nick, about how China, right, government-wise is a dictatorship, but economic-wise, they're all about the capitalism and the advancement of the country at its best, right? They don't put profit over its people. They just make sure that the profit is going to the right things in the country to make the country better. Versus here, we're all focused on this socialistic society of making everybody feel good, and everything is about profit over people. So you have corporations, corruption everywhere because they're buying up all the votes, they're buying up all the laws that are passing through, and it's just the downfall of the empire. So do you think that the dollar can't be saved? Do you think the dollar can't be saved and the empire is burning?
I do believe. I do believe we could be saved. As far as like, man, if I had it my way,
think we can be saved? Do you think
if I had it my way, it's yeah, of course I do think, whether it will or not, I don't know. Like nothing lasts forever. Like we've had our 200 years, but someone our leadership, a little bit of good leadership can go a long way. There's just not enough time, and
it's hard to find nowadays.
I got to be careful with my words I'm selecting here, but at the end of the day, like some people, when people think dictator, they think evil, bad, dictator, bad. Well, if you have a good dictator, then it's great. Okay, if you have a King Charles III, he kicked ass. You want King Charles III to be king for 40 years. If Trump was fucking king for 40 years, we'd be kicking fucking ass.
Let's go, Brandon. But we're not getting political. Okay, got it.
And the thing is, it's hard, right? It's hard about I've had that thought process, right? Dictators, right? That word has a negative connotation to it. There could be the right, leader, right? We've had lots of leaders in the past that have done great things, right? And have done terrible things. Alexander the Great, right? He was a king. When you're a king, you're pretty much a dictator. You run the show, you do what you want. Did great things, united half the world. Genghis Khan did terrible things, but at the same time did great things by also uniting the greatest empires and so on. So things like that can happen. Great things can happen under dictators or people under full control. But it's the trusting problem, right? It's the problem of, can we trust them to stay on the side of benefiting the people and doing what's right for the people? And then after that person is gone, who's gonna fill in that vacuum? That power vacuum, right? Because you always see the sons and brothers fighting for it, and it never stays good for long.
It's a problem that every country forever has had, you know what I mean? And like what it comes down to, at least for us, is like, man, our the people that represent us and are in power, they really sell out for cheap too. They sell out for hella cheap. Like you think after like all this stuff, they're like, oh, they lobbied this, they did this big cigarette lobby or China lobby for like $100 grand. It's like, come on, dude. If you're gonna sell out, fucking
Get
sell
after
out for more, you know. But there's a couple that are doing it pretty big. But yeah, it's, I don't know. It's like in this day and age, man, we can't really have like,
we can't trust
hard to
anybody
have a
in this
civil
day and age.
war, man. It's hard to have militias with all the media power and the powers that be. And it's, I don't know, man. But like eventually, bad strikes first, and and evil strikes back. And
it's hard, man. It's hard. You know, it's hard to trust anybody in the political stance, right? Everybody sells out. You know, even Donald Trump has sold out for different things. Obviously, we're not going to talk about that. But you know what I'm referring to. He sold out. Everyone sells out, right? Because they're all puppets in the long term. There's we live in a world of disinformation.
There's better puppets than others, for sure.
Yeah, right. They're exactly right.
Yeah,
It's all a big show ran
Hillary
from
was
the
proud.
background.
Where's Hillary? I was listening to her speak. I'm like, God damn. We thought Hillary would have been bad. She would have been great compared to what we have now.
We'd be welcoming her right now.
Hillary wouldn't have been doing this. Hillary wouldn't have been doing this shit. I guarantee that.
Oh my gosh!
I'll vote
Bring
for
Bill
Hillary.
back, bro. Bring Bill back.
I'll vote for fucking Hillary.
So I think I'd vote for anybody at this point. So actually, I have a great question for you. So let's say CryptoFace for president, right? And your first monetary policy, or your first or the first thing that you're going to put into action is something to save and hold on to the cryptocurrency space as a whole, right? What needs to happen? Because you know as well as we do, the crypto space is being threatened. I think that it's personally more on the side of stable coins that they're going after, because basically the stable coins are able to produce more than these government bond yields and whatnot. My question would be, so we vote CryptoFace for president, and you put in a monetary policy to make sure that we save crypto and keep crypto going in the right direction, decentralization, all that good stuff. What do you think is going to be or could be the thing that really keeps crypto on track and moving in the direction that it's going?
Super easy question. Number one, I always said that I wish I could be president. I know I'd never will be with my, whatever.
I think it'd be the worst job ever.
Man, I'd love to be president, man, because I know I would do the best I can for my people. As far as number one, it's the same thing with anything else. Your short answer. Taxes, stay out of the way. And if you go after the scammers, you lower the damn taxes, and that's it. You go after the people that are scamming, you lower the fucking taxes, and that's it.
And you release the JFK files,
all that stuff. Oh yeah, dude. All that.
Are aliens real?
If you can't tell, Alex Jones is in the chat, or is in the room right now in the form of BlockchainCrusader.
Alex Jones doesn't have to be here for that. It's just a common sense. The guy got JFK'd over 50 years ago, and we're still don't got the files, bro. What's going on? Who is still alive that is tied up in this mess?
Man, I had a really good I was blessed with a couple amazing history teachers that man, like that's all we would just talk. He would cold case files, all that stuff, JFK and everything, and the conspiracy stuff. Yeah, I mean, most of that stuff's all obviously true, and dude, it's messed up. I mean, oh man, never mind. I'm not going to go there, but yeah, it sucks, man. I'm telling you, we're in a messed up situation. There's
open forum, bro. I mean,
too many. There's certain people that are able to get away with things that they really should not. That are 100 times worse than stuff that was done 20 years ago. It's sad, man. And like, I don't want to leave. people are like, "Oh, move to Dubai, man. There's no taxes." Like I'm a man of my soil. I'm a man of my soil. I can't do that, man. I can't just leave.
Yeah.
So I'm
You
broke
can
again
only
next
run
year.
for so long until it catches up to you.
I just feel like, you know what, like it's, I'm just like, my wife is like, why? Sometimes she's like, why do you get so like upset about it? I'm like, literally, like, if you signed up to fight for this freaking country and try to you would be willing to die for people who now are literally willing to say, keep your mouth shut. Screw you and your rights. I did a TikTok yesterday that there was nothing but facts in it. I didn't say anything wild. I didn't even so much as cuss. And somebody reported it because it hurt their feelings or whatever. And it was absolutely running right off the bat. And guess what? Censored. Nope.
Oh,
community guidelines violation. And I'm like, you know what? The things that get said or they allow, we just had this Ghislaine Maxwell trial, right? And so what happens as a result? Okay, does she get found guilty? Sure, but somebody was going to take the heat for this. So what happened as a result, besides the fact that she's going to get a bunch of time and what's ultimately probably going to be a freaking hotel sentence, right? The same people that are sentencing her are the same people that said that Epstein killed himself, right? But what I'm getting at is they're sealing all of those Listen, there was a lot of high-powered individuals involved in this. So she basically was, hey, okay, you're going to take the heat for all of this. We're going to give you some massive amount of time. By the way, we'll put you in a private prison. We'll make sure that you're comfy. Keep your freaking mouth shut or we're going to kill you. And we're going to seal all of these files so that no one can ever know how awful our freaking our elite really can be.
All those people, her, Epstein, they're all agents, bro. They're all intelligence. They just got burned, right? At the end of the day, nobody cares, right? They put you on this path and then they burn you when you're no longer convenient to them because they know they don't want to get caught up in that shit storm. We live in a world right now where everything is about trusting. You got to trust the science. You got to trust this. You got to trust that. Don't question anything, right? And that's one of the things that I like about crypto. It's not about trusting. It's about verifying, right? You don't need to trust the blockchain, anybody. Brother. It's just verify it, right? And that's what we got to need to change that mentality to stop trusting things just because you're hearing it on mainstream media or because the president said it or because, whoever major icon came on TV and said it. Don't trust just because they said it. Verify that what they're saying is true.
Yeah.
Man, things go wrong. It doesn't take long it doesn't take too many pen swipes and time for shit to really affect people, man. That's why, like I said, at the end of the day, I wear my little mask. I try to be my little superhero and
well, you're doing a damn good job, dude. People are have nothing but good things to say about what you got going on. And Miguel and I were just talking about it before the stream. Like we're really looking forward to diving more into as we're continuing to trade. I'm really looking forward. And listen, I call it like I see it. So you're going to be seeing emails from me telling you, hey, this is really working for me, or help, I'm doing something wrong, whatever. I'll definitely hit you up on it. But I want to kind of ask you this before we close out here tonight.
All right.
What do you tell the new, you've got new crypto investor. We talked about at the start of the stream. It's sexy to come in and trade. What do you tell the new crypto investor that comes in and says, listen, I don't care about any of what you think I should or shouldn't be doing. Am I too late? Am I too early? I just want to freaking trade. What would be like your one piece of advice that you would give somebody? Let's assume that they have Marketcipher. What would be that one piece of advice that you would give that person that says, hey, I want to trade?
Well, number one,
Marketcipher.
that was already on there.
Well, if they're as far as using Marketcipher, I would say stick to and start with basic strategy, and don't enter. If you're leveraging, don't use like crazy leverage, and stick with the basics. Don't force something there. Let it speak to you, and if you're not finding anything that speak to you, rewatch the damn tutorials and look around. Start with I'm not a believer in paper trading and trading with fake money.
100%.
I'd rather trade with $1, $10, because then it's real.
I agree.
But I would, man, I get asked all the time, like, oh, I got 20 grand coming, like, what should I do? I'm just like, fuck, man. I don't say anything, to be honest with you. I don't say anything. I'm just like, fuck. Hopefully, you know, it's a tough world out there, and like I said, really it comes down to your own discipline and checking your greed. And you can have the greatest thing in the world showing you, like, you can see the answers in front of you, and yourself can still hold you back. Yeah, man. I don't know if I answered your question. Just
I just
remind yourself, put a piece of paper that says, am I being an asshole? Am I confident in this? Am I trading money I can't afford? You know?
Yeah, Miguel and I talk about that all the time, where like people will overtrade. We have people that'll come in and say, you know, well, I'm in this and I'm down, so should I just trade into this? Or not even talking about actually actively trading as much as they're talking about getting in and out of positions. And we're like, listen, like, sometimes you got into that asset for a reason. Take a breath. Understand that we are in a downturn right now, and look at your options other than just like over trading and getting excited and then making moves, because so many people get burnt that way.
Yeah, and like, what are you really expecting out of it? Like, you know, if like a friend hits me up and, you know, they maybe have a couple thousand in their name, and they're like, oh, I want to like hit this trade, and maybe like I want to try to invest in this, maybe make a couple $100. Like, what is that? Is that really going to get you to your next move? Like, normally when someone like is trying to level up, I'm like, I tell them to start a damn YouTube channel. My pool, I was like, start a YouTube channel. You're a pool guy, make a YouTube channel about pools, and then you'll get sponsorship. Dude, like, the internet is the way to go. Like, my family's had brick and mortar businesses. The rent's crazy. Anything you can do, everything on the internet. Like, so really, when people ask me like anything about like money or how to level up, my answer is normally always just what I did, which is, if you're a bum, I literally told a bum one time, I said, bro, start a damn YouTube channel about your life being a bum, and you'd be surprised. Some motherfucker's going to send you money and this shit's going to happen, whatever. And like, they always come up with excuses when I tell people that when I try to teach my friends that they can count cards in blackjack. You don't need to be a genius. It's easy.
Yeah.
There's just two little tricks that you didn't know before that someone told me, that I was like, what the hell? That's it. You just need 45 minutes of practice, and then you got it. But they come up with excuses, and nothing bothers me more than that. I hate it when people come up with excuses. So like, try not to be one of those guys.
They're like buttholes. Everybody's got one and they stink, for sure. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. So, Crypto Fan, we appreciate each and every one of you being here. If you guys aren't subscribed to us, I'm going to give you a couple reasons to subscribe. First reason to subscribe is just because we're freaking awesome, and we get awesome people on here like CryptoFace, right? And CryptoFace, dude, we appreciate having you on, dude. It has been an absolute pleasure, dude. I've enjoyed chatting with you tonight, so thank you for coming on.
This is a cool show, man. Thanks for having me on, you guys. This is cool.
Yeah, you can come back on whenever you want, man.
Heck yeah,
talk about all kinds of tinfoil hat stuff.
Yeah,
heck yeah. You want to come on a What If Wednesday sometime? Hey, you just say the word, bro. We'll be happy to bring you on.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, so we're also, guys, we have our Debate Crypto Academy. Just real briefly, just letting you guys know, ultimately, to make it real simple, you can find anything and everything on the internet for free. If anybody tells you any different, right, they're lying to you, okay? But how much time are you spending to try to figure out? Think about it like Marketcipher, for example. Are you going to spend the time and effort and years that CryptoFace put into this to try to figure out essentially what those indicators are? Are you going to invest in yourself and say, you know what? This is something that somebody's done that's effective, and I want to be a part of it. And so ultimately,
don't reinvent the wheel.
That's right. And ultimately, that's what we are doing as it relates to educating, helping people learn how to trade, and getting involved with people like CryptoFace, Crypto Jebb, all of those big hitters. So we appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys sign up for YouTube, or if you're subscribed to YouTube and then you sign up for our academy, we're giving away a year free of MarketCipher thanks to CryptoFace. So thanks again for that, brother. Yeah. So we got anything in the chat, Miguel, before we close it out? Anything that we missed? Did we miss any super chats or anything? I thought
not
I saw
seeing
one
any
earlier.
super chats. Let me see. I don't know.
Thought I saw one. I just want to make sure I didn't I hate to overlook a super chat. I swear I saw one or two of them earlier.
I can't see it
if
anymore.
You did, I can't go that far back up. If you guys did send us a super chat, thank you guys very much. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
I think
greatly
there was
appreciated.
one or two. We super appreciate it. So, Crypto fam, we love each and every one of you. If nobody's told you before, we love you guys. We hope you guys have a blessed evening.